sorry, I am bad dad. Don't present my son. My son, Marco Antonio Barrera, stay here for help me.
Yeah.
And thanks for help me to bring
Absolutely.
to Shawn Porter. Sorry, my son. It's because it's parts of my nervous I have.
No, it's fine. I mean, we're over here talking, having a great conversation. I want to go back. I know my father was introduced into boxing by one of his uncles. He was working in the gym. I want to know if your father was he always at the gym? Like, how did your father like knew that? Oh, this is the gym, like the boxing. Because a lot of fathers have soccer, football, what else? But boxing, I feel like it's such a niche thing to be introduced to. That you have to be kind of born into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that we clip the episode. My dad came and did my podcast, and we talked about how he got it started boxing. He didn't play basketball growing up. The long story short, he tries out for the basketball team. He doesn't make it. The kids all laugh at him, and my dad was a mean guy growing up. My dad's still mean. He basically was hiding, waiting on the kids to come out who were laughing at him. And my dad thought that he was going to beat everybody up. My dad's like 9 or 10 years old. And while he's waiting and he's waiting on these kids to come out, the coach in the boxing gym is walking in. Sees the tears in my dad's eyes, sees my dad's mad. What's going on? I'm waiting on these kids to come out. I'm going to beat them up. The coach says, you don't know how to fight. And my dad says, yes, I do. Just wait here and watch. The coach, very smart, says, you don't know how to box. Come in, I'm going to teach you how to box. And I think that really did something for my dad. It gave my dad a sense of direction at a young age when my dad didn't really have a dad in his life and someone who could really, show him how to move and live. And so boxing has always been in my dad's life since he was a kid. Got out of it when he was a teenager. Then he came back to it as an adult. But when he came back to it, he had a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And so he's taking us to the gym with him. And while he's doing his thing, we're goofing off, being kids. And one day he looks at us and says, get in the mirror. And shows us how to stand, shows us how to throw the punches. The same way the guy showed him when he was 8 years old, 9 years old. And here we are, So boxing is definitely, it's a family sport.
Yeah.
It's handed down by families. There's not very many kids that find boxing without a parent or an uncle or a cousin or something like that. So that's what makes boxing so unique. And I think when people say they want to see our heart in the ring, that's the last thing we are leaving out. We're the last thing we're gonna do is show up in the ring without heart.
Yes, you I stay with you and a long wait to be amateur because you do 276 fights. Amateur.
Yeah.
Alone.
About that.
About and 70 losses.
About that.
More or less.
Yeah.
What is is the information that we did.
Yeah.
Was a long way.
Long road. We started competing at 8, and I say we, it was my brother and I. I had a brother that boxed too, and we boxed 8 years old. Practically every tournament you could go to in the United States. Estados Unidos.
Yeah, good Spanish.
So like 3 or 4 tournaments a year, and then like in each part of the tournament, anywhere from 8 to 12, 10, 12 fights. So I was having like 40, 50 fights a year maybe.
A year?
30, 40 fights a year, yeah.
Yeah, because many week. Maybe three fights on Friday, Sunday, Saturday. In amateur is different than the boxing.
And I play football.
All right.
So like August to November, I didn't box at all. Just play football.
Really?
Love football. And that was kind of like the deal. The deal was when it's football season, you play football. Don't worry about boxing. And right after football, you go right back into boxing. I got a little older and I started playing basketball.
Really?
Yeah, but listen, basketball wasn't a part of that deal, right?
Yeah.
So my dad has taken me from basketball games to boxing matches.
Many sport and you show to the boxing.
Yeah.
more hard
Yeah.
profession because it's throw punches. You don't know what happened of the ring,
Yeah.
and you stay in the games, Panamericanos games.
Yeah.
Many
In Brazil.
in Brazil.
Yeah. I fought in England. Under 19 World Championships in Africa, Morocco.
Really,
Um, yeah, I've been all over the world boxing. That's when I fell in love with it. When I found out that I could fight against other countries
yeah,
and kind of, represent
yeah.
the U.S.,
It's more hard when you stay in the other outside
Yeah.
your country to put the flag.
Yeah.
I'm here with my flag.
Yeah.
I don't understand that your dad stay with you all the time, support you. You do great job. In Mexico, many people think different.
Mm-hmm.
Not with all the dads, but many people say, no, please, the dad can't help you.
Yeah.
Please, want to separate.
Yeah.
But you take the 4 years to,
I got to a point where I knew I wouldn't even be doing this without my dad. Because again, like the family, someone takes you to boxing. If my dad didn't take me to boxing, there's no one else in my life that would have taken me to boxing. So I would have played football. I would have played basketball. I would have went to school, and I'd have a normal day job or whatever. I love to entertain people, so I would probably be trying to find a way to entertain people. But boxing just made sense. Football, you have limitations. Your size, you have limitations. Your speed, limitations. What school did you go to? Well, boxing, I told my dad this. I said, with football, we play with a team, 10 other people. You don't know if they're giving it their all the way you are. I said, in boxing, you know what you're going to do, and I know what I'm going to do. Let's go, and he agreed with that. So I felt like he was the one that showed it to me. He was the one that knew me better than anyone else. And I felt like it had to be him in the corner with me, or, of course, someone that he said come to the corner with us. So
in the corner.
yeah,
I think he know what you got to do.
yeah. How was your dad? Like,
Right now, 74.
no, with boxing.
When
Was
boxing, my
he?
dad was very important
Yeah.
because he put me the conditional physical condition, running with me.
Yeah.
Stay all the time. Come on, wake up. Let's go to room.
Yeah.
Dad, no, come on. I don't want.
Yeah.
You take the decision. You have to run it because you go to up the ring. I go to down good.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad. I go. Help me all the time. He working for the scenography. How you say?
Scenography.
Scenography.
Ah, yes.
The scenography,
Yeah.
my dog working,
Yeah.
my dad. But always we say, okay, I got to separate.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stay with you in Big Bird. I got to stay with you because I don't want that you feel bad because it's dangerous sport. No, I help me. I love my dad.
Beautiful.
He helped me. My son running with my dad
Yeah.
and was very important for me.
So-
I think that for you too.